This is a focus leader.
Do your movies look like this? Do your soundtracks sound like this? Or like this? If so, you need this.
A focus leader. First, set your lens so that these lines are sharp and clear on all parts of the screen. Now, set the volume control on your projector. The sound level should be adjusted until my voice can be clearly understood in all sections of the room. You are now ready to participate in another Pan-American travel adventure.
Someday you'll go there. You've never been sure that it really exists. You don't even know its name. But you know this island as well as you know your own daydreams. And someday you'll go. Someday, as easy as dreaming, you'll go.
Announcing the departure of Clipper Flight number 271 for St. Croix, Antigua, Guadeloupe, Martinique, Barbados, Trinidad,
Puerto Rico, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, Jamaica, Cuba, Curacao, their names whisper through your mind like a trade wind. The islands of the Caribbean. One of them will be your island. A shelf of coral sand, waiting to be discovered. Waiting for you to discover it. An island that seems small enough to be your very own. A secret beach that you share with no one. A secret corner of the world where you live as you please. Millionaire one day, beachcomber the next. Today, you're alone. completely alone. The island's names whisper through your mind like the sound of the sea. St. Thomas, St. Martin, St. Vincent, St. Lucia. The unexpected islands that Columbus found, sailing west to the Indies. One of them will be your island. Your island, waiting to be discovered. Your island, waiting to be explored. A world of bamboo groves and giant fern, the rainforest of the tropics. The trees are heavy with ripening cocoa. The air is filled with the scent of spice. The pungent bark of the cinnamon tree, the sweet round seed of the nutmeg, trays of mace drying in the sun. Columbus made a note in his journal. There were gardens there, the most beautiful I have ever seen, and sweet water in profusion. In the heart of the island, a world to explore. In the air, the sound of island music. The sound of calypso. Along this coast, Columbus sailed and planted the flag of Spain. In Puerto Rico, the memory of Spain is a great fortress. In the Dominican Republic, a marble tomb. Christopher Columbus, Admiral of the Ocean Seas, Viceroy and Governor of the Islands. Every afternoon is a long, slow summer afternoon in the oldest city on the islands. In the plaza of a little Puerto Rican town, a lingering, sunlit memory of Spain. The Spaniards first. Then England and France and Holland sailed into the Caribbean and sent their ships home again, heavy with sugar, and left their young men behind to build plantations. Sugar was the gold of the islands. 200 years ago, it built a world of great ballrooms and crystal chandeliers. The old estate houses of St. Croix, Barbados, Jamaica. The islands are still green with sugar. And like everything else in the tropical sun, the rhythm of the harvest is turned into music. Sugar brought the flags of Europe into the Caribbean.
Go! Right! Hold to the left. Left, done! By the right! Right, on!
200 years ago, every island harbor was a fortress. Now, the forts have grown old and silent. Britain's men of war once rode at anchor here, under Nelson's command. English harbor on the island of Antigua. Lord Nelson's dockyard. One day, an island schooner will put out to sea, and you will sail with it. The sea, too, is waiting to be discovered. In the back of your mind, you remember an old sea chart. The water wrinkled and blue. The island's a chain of little dots. Dolphins and mermaids play around the edges. One day, you are going to sail on that blue water. Take a dolphin out of the sea. Find an island of your own. Find out the truth about mermaids. The sea, too, is waiting to be discovered. The Windward Islands, the Leeward Islands, small sheltered harbors, warming themselves in the sun. At Grenada, the schooners put in for a cargo of spice, or to be refitted, scraped down, cleaned and caulked, resting in the shallow water of the careenage. A cargo of rum and sugar in Barbados, the image of an English seaport, set down in the West Indies, watched over by Lord Nelson. The old uniforms of Nelson's Navy have never been put away. The old traditions are still neatly pressed and properly starched. In the British West Indies, the game is still cricket. The stone towers of England do their best to ignore the tropical sun. But the sun is still the sun. The streets of Trinidad are warm and simmering with life. The four corners of the world have crossed the sea to keep an appointment in Port of Spain. The island is half Arabian Nights, an Oriental fantasy. And the other half is Victorian fairy tale, gingerbread castles, as English as plum pudding. On the north shore of Jamaica, the tropics are tamed into an English garden. Buried in the sand, sunk deep in the bay, there may be a chest of buccaneer gold. A pirate's secret harbor, the echo of island drums. Christopher Columbus put it down in his journal. The sea is calm tonight, and still as a river. The evening air is soft and sweet. On the island of Martinique, there are men who still remember the old town of St. Pierre. They'll tell you that this was once the finest city in the Caribbean. Elegant, charming, very French. And then one day, the island trembled. Half a century ago. Now the capital is Fort-de-France. Lying there in the sun, sweet as an old French song. Aristocratic as Josephine, the island girl who became Napoleon's empress. When the island women come to market, they bring the shrewd eyes of a French housewife, an artist in the kitchen. Martinique, Guadeloupe, the islands of France. The town is Willemstad. The island is Curaçao. The country is Holland. A little Dutch harbor in the Caribbean. A free port stocked with the treasures of the world. Curaçao is as bright and neat as a well-made music box. The tourist sport is shopping, a marathon, a game of skill. A relay race, a contest on the field of honor. Like a giant mechanical toy, a pontoon bridge called Emma swings open and cuts the town in half. Behind the walls of the old harbor fort, a traveler's dream. Holland, England, France. Even the smallest islands have a taste for luxury and easy living. El Embajador in Ciudad Trujillo. The Intercontinental in San Juan. At Veradero Beach in Cuba. At the Nacional in Havana. a taste for easy living, and an eye for a pretty face. Havana, Cuba. The islands of the Caribbean. Someday, as easy as dreaming, you'll be there. One of them will be your island, waiting to be discovered.